started off when I was still in Boulder Acoustic Society, and I wanted to play concerts under my own name and work on my own musical projects. But I didn't want to just name it after myself because I didn't want people to think it was like a singer-songwriter project. Because even though we write a lot of material, it was mostly old traditional folk music. And then because I didn't use my name, it could have whoever I wanted on stage, and it was okay. So for a long time, Mia was playing shows with me, and then ultimately I wanted Nicole to be a full-time part of it. I just had to wait till circumstances were right. And so now it's pretty much a duo with other friends helping out here and there, and Nicole's traveling full-time with us doing it, and now it really feels more like a duo and not a solo project. I really see like our job in roots music as to be curators of what's already out there, and then to, collect it, present it, reform it, rearrange it, recontext it, so that it can be, fresh and new for people. So it's almost like these old songs are beach balls, and it comes along to us, and we give it one more hit, and it keeps going. So even though we write a lot of our own material, most of the traditional material we perform has been modified enough that it's different. I may get obsessed with a song and learn 7 or 8 versions of it, and then from all those traditional versions, mold our own, and hit it up in the air for the next people to find.
And I think songs kind of come to us at certain points. So we'll be traveling and we'll hear something off of Aaron's Pandora station or something that we really want to learn, and then we'll spend that car trip learning the melody and the duet part, and that just kind of happens where different songs become present in our life, and then we want to work on them and perform them.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like we pluck material just out of the air. And especially when I write, I don't write very often. I don't sit and labor at it anymore. I used to do that. Like, now it's songwriting time and try to work on it. Now when I write a new song, it's almost like I just pulled it out of the sky. Like it was there waiting for me to find it and get it down quick. The next thing we're working on is a whole book of fingerstyle ukulele arrangements. Most of it based around folk, bluegrass, old time, blues, the stuff we like. And many of them are tabs I've been working on for a couple years. Some of them we've been giving away on the website for free so people can check them out. Many of it's related to the YouTube videos we do, so that's available for teaching. And I write the arrangements, and then Nicole recopies them in hand notation that's really beautiful. And so she just finished the first draft of the book, so we're going to go home and spend a couple weeks tweaking it and get it out soon, I hope.
Yeah, when I first started touring with Aaron, I looked at his handouts that he had been photocopying and giving to people, and I was kind of embarrassed because I was like, I can't even read his writing. How are other people going to read his writing? So I think that started last year when we went to Australia, and I saw your handouts, and I thought, okay, I'm taking over. So I completely redid all of his handouts. I really enjoy writing things out and using different fonts and being artistic and laying it out on the page in an artistic way. So that's kind of how it started, and then we decided that, maybe we should make a clawhammer book, and so then I wrote that out and illustrated it, and it's just been kind of a fun thing that we've been doing, and people seem to enjoy the handwritten aspect of our materials as well.
It's interesting too because the clawhammer book, some people buy it just as an art piece, just because like they pick it up and they can tell it's precious and beautiful, and sometimes they're not even musicians. They just think that this little handmade thing is cool, and so that's kind of an unexpected side effect of our collaboration is Nicole's artistic side coming into the music side. Roxy's Waltz is a song that I wrote on the ukulele that it was one of those that came to me, and I heard it going into my head, and my job was to notate it. And it came to me when I was stringing up somebody's ukulele in the workshop. The first thing I do every morning in the workshop is I string today's finished uke. So it takes me usually about 35 or 40 minutes to do the full setup of the uke, and the whole time I was doing the setup, I was singing it in my head over and over again. And I had it all tuned up and everything, and I picked up the uke and I just played the whole way through. It was there. And then I quick recorded it, so that I could go in at lunchtime and play it for Gordon and Shar. And they loved it, and we named it after Roxy, their dog. And then that was the thing where we wrote it out and made a video, and then Gordon and Shar made a video, and then they made teaching videos, and now people have been learning it, making their own arrangements, uploading their own videos of it, sending us new parts and arrangements.
I think it was something that when you wrote it, maybe you weren't thinking of this at the time, but he intended it to be something where it could spread all over and communities could play it, and people could feel like they had a connection and could play along with the videos, or like Aaron said, bring it back to their youth club. So I think it's kind of neat because a lot of the songs that we do are old-time traditional, and maybe some people know and some people don't, but to be able to play an original piece that was written by Aaron, I think is kind of special.